Okay, it's morning on day 8, and I am going to weigh in this morning. And I had said that I wanted to focus on other things besides my weight. Of course, I want to lose weight, so I think it's just going to take practice for me to kind of let that go a little bit. So I just want to put those things first. So the very first thing that I wanted to point out or remind myself of is that I do feel very proud of myself for what I did this week. I feel good about what I did. I feel good about myself. And that's a feeling I haven't had in a while. So I need to focus on those kinds of things because it feels good. The other positive thing that I got this week that doesn't really, it might have a little bit to do with weight, but it's just another thing besides the number on the scale is this is my wedding ring, and I can get it on. It's still a little snug, but I have not been able to wear this. Since I got the influenza, I had influenza early February, resulted in needing to take prednisone. I just got really, really sick, and so after that round of prednisone and the stuff it does to puff me up, and I always gain weight on it, I have not been able to wear my wedding ring. So I've got my wedding ring back on again, and I'm happy about that. The third thing is that I feel like I have more energy and motivation than I've had in a long time. I'm looking forward to things. I can't wait up, can't wait to get up the next day and do something again. And that's again something that hasn't been the case for a long time. Some of it has been the grief that I have mentioned that has resulted in whole afternoons, evenings being lost to Netflix, those kinds of things. So I think that all of these changes, these are three things that are extremely positive and good, healthy things, and I'm feeling a lot better, having some more fun, even though with our area, we are isolated. We're shelter in place here. We're not really allowed to go out and do things except for picking up essential items at grocery stores and stuff. So it's something that I definitely agree with my daughter that these are things that need to be looked at besides what the number on the scale is. But all that being said, I really want to get on the scale and see what it is. So we're gonna do that next. So I was 206 pounds when I started this whole thing. So let's see where we are. Oh my goodness. I can't believe it. Looks like it's 4 pounds. Um, wow, 4 pounds. I'm sorry. Um, yes, I'm so happy about all those other things. I'm so happy I lost a bit of weight. I'll come back to you in a little bit. So we're gonna jump into week 2 now. I'm going to do a spin workout this morning. I am coming into this with a lot more renewed energy and hope, and I feel better. So this week should be a good one. So looking forward to it. I'm gonna load up I don't know what number I'm on. I think I'm on weight loss series number 7. All right, so it's Prep Sunday again. Last week it worked really, really well having the salad made for the week, so I am definitely going to do that again. And that was actually one of my favorite items on my menu were the salads, so I really am going to set that up again this week. I don't have the turkey in the crock pot because I have plenty of turkey left, so that's ready to go, and I already boiled a few eggs, so I think that I've got myself pretty well set up. I can't talk without using my hands. So I'm trying to cut and talk at the same time. So I'm putting the same things back in the salad that I did last week. Lots of colors, lots of flavors. It was so yummy. I'm going to stick, since I'm going to do the induction phase for another week, I'm going to stick to the same, no dressings or anything. It's just going to be some olive oil and vinegar with a few of my favorite spices in it. Actually, I'm kind of starting to grow a taste for that. It tastes clean, and I'm really enjoying it a lot. I love feta cheese too, and I was able to put that on my salad last week, and I just lost that. So we'll move on to the yellow pepper. Today is Easter Sunday. I did sit down yesterday and make my meal plan, and we went shopping yesterday. So we got all the supplies I'm going to need for the week. And so I thought I would get some prep done this morning. My husband is the cook in our family, so he is making his traditional ham, and then I think some au gratin potatoes and some green bean casserole. I can have the ham, of course, but the green bean casserole and au gratin potatoes, no. I'm not really a potato eater anyway, but the green bean casserole is one of my favorites. I'm planning on having green beans today. With the results of the last week, I actually am not really too pouty about it. My husband is the cook for our kitchen, and I thought I'd show you. He's the one, we built this house, and he's the one that designed our kitchen. He did a really nice job. The contractors thought it was pretty funny because they said that women usually have a say, and so, we've got our double oven over here, microwave, and then a nice big sink with that, I think that's called a gooseneck faucet, and then, a cooktop over here, a big old refrigerator, even that KitchenAid, that's his. So when he did tell me that he wanted to have a double oven put in, my response to him was, "Oh, good, we'll be able to make fish sticks and tater tots all at once." So he rolled his eyes at me and said, "You just don't get it." But he's got a ham going right now. It smells really good. So we won't be able to spend the day with family that we normally do, but we're going to come up with some things to do. Hopefully he'll play my boxing with me today, and I'll get to punch him around a little bit. So that'll be fun. So that's our plan for today. Happy Easter, everybody. So this is day 8 update. As you can see from the daily clips, I have a lot of good stuff to report. Definitely have some rewards other than weight, even though weight still tends to be what I really do want to happen, and I may as well just be honest and admit that. I really do need to work on shifting my perspective or my focus to those other things that are big things. I have my ring on. I wore it all day yesterday, all day today. It feels good to have it on again. And the feeling better, being in a better mood, just feeling better about myself and what I did this week, and the challenges that I overcame, I think is also leading to less of that self. It's just naturally, I'm not really mad at myself at the moment. I'm doing the best that I can do. So there's a lot of really good things happening besides the weight loss, but to have a weight loss after a week of trying something, when sometimes I feel like it's hard to believe that I actually didn't drink and didn't eat any simple sugars and watched my calorie intake and exercised and did all of the things that we know you should do to be able to lose weight. And week after week after week, not really even feel all that much better. Kind of got to the point it felt a little bit like, a daily slog. I have to get up again today, do it again and just keep pushing because I'm eventually going to get something. And just week after week after week, it, I've had diets where I have maybe lost a pound one week and then gained two the next. Back to the things that my daughter warns me about. If you weigh too often or focus too much on that, there's hormones and water weight and just all sorts of other things that contribute to those 1 and 2 pound things. But I always felt that after 4 weeks, 5 weeks of effort, there should be something there. And that's when it's not like I just completely, jumped off the cart and said, that's it, I'm going to eat whatever. Usually it just meant, oh, okay, well, it wasn't the wine, so I'm going to have to start having wine again. And it just became a slow bringing other things back in. One of the things that I believe could be a significant factor in the success this week, the diet could be it. It also could be that I retired 3 weeks ago. I had gotten myself into, I had a good job, I had a good boss, I had a good team of people that I worked with. I just, with my health and my what I'm capable of doing, and my job demands, things just became, oh, like it just was a lot for me to handle, and work became my sole focus because that was really pretty much day in and day out all that I had in me to do. And the more that happened, the more I fell behind on things here at the house, the more I lost some. I mean, I'm sure I didn't lose friends, but I lost some interpersonal contact and social things because I started working on Saturdays. I was salaried. I was a 4 day a week, a 32-hour a week salary. But to me, salary is you get the job done. And so it was a good job. It just was a demanding job, and there was not going to be a way for me to get things done inside of that 32 hours. So I utilized other hours to do a good job and to take care of things that needed to be done. And it just became, after I had I broke my hand in October, and of course didn't heal the way we expected it to, and was on leave for a while. Got back, every time I was the only person in my position, so every time I'd be off for a while, I'd come back, and there's just have so much work to do to make up for the time that I was gone. It was almost like putting in double until, and I always would say, well, it's temporary. I'll get caught up and then it'll go back to normal. I'll get this project done and it'll go back to normal. I'll take care of this, it'll go back to normal. And I was slipping, and so it was make me realize, I did some things like tried to make sure I talked to people about this is what's on my plate, this is what I believe I can do. Like I said, I had a good boss. She when she gave me feedback, she said that she was happy with what I was doing. So it just was more, I was feeling like maybe I couldn't do it, and then to add to that, what was happening with my life, because work had become all of that. So anyway, that's just a way for me to share a little bit. And then I had the flu and influenza in early February. Struggled with that. It got really, really sick, even though I had the flu shot. But my system just doesn't do well when I get viruses like that. And so I had a longer period of time. I'm still coughing. I'm still having issues with the breathing. And so when we rolled around into our areas becoming, a lot of the coronavirus is spreading in this area, and our hospital was gearing up for it. At that time, I was actually, my lungs were getting worse, even with the prednisone and the nebulizer treatments, and I was starting to have additional symptoms of some systemic breakdown that it made me realize I'm going to wind up on leave again. And every time I went on leave, I was like ballistic because I was letting them down and I was letting me down. And it just all led to all of that, feeling like I just am useless and can't do anything. So, my original plan, we just moved it up a little bit. My original plan was to retire next February. So, because of my health condition and the situation, and the coronavirus did play a small role in that because I am in healthcare, but I am, in that list of people who really shouldn't catch this. I will have trouble, especially since my lungs haven't recovered fully from influenza several months ago. So that's where I am with all of that. So anyway, that was a long story to tell you that I believe that um, I've had a lot less stress in the last couple weeks. And I believe that that also could play a role. And I know it does because when I would teach patients and talk to people, as soon as they would start in with, this doesn't work, or I can't do that, and my life is so stressful and I'm so busy, one of the first things I'd put out on the table is talking about stress management, because that is so important when it comes to your body working well, your hormones being in line, and weight loss being able to happen. So all of those previous efforts very much could have been stalled more from my level of stress rather than anything else. So a couple different things. Doing the Atkins diet. Haven't done that diet before, but I have lost weight on other types of diets. When I went, I mentioned before, when I tried to do those things again, it didn't work. Now I did the Atkins diet, lost a little bit. So could be the Atkins diet, much less stress. So if there's anything that can illustrate managing that stress, or however you got to do it, is important, then there's a reason to do it. The other factor in this is when the two times I had the big successful weight loss, I started with cardio only because that's my favorite. I don't really like lifting weights. I don't like doing planks. I don't like it hurts my joints. It makes me achy. It makes me sore for days. So the older I get, I think my health condition contributes a little bit to slow recovery times. So weight lifting, resistance type training is usually what I don't want to do. I like the cardio stuff. But the couple times that I lost a lot of weight and was successful at it, I started probably the first 4 or 5 months just cardio and started losing. So in the last 4 years, when I did different attempts at diets, I did just do the cardio component of it. I did 6 days a week. I was dedicated. I gave the effort, but I didn't add the resistance part in. And so there's a good possibility that that is helping too. So whatever it is, I am definitely doing better. I definitely feel healthier. And I got a little bit of weight loss that I'm very, very happy about. I did want to send a shout out to my friend John. He is the reason that I started the Atkins diet. I hijacked one of our fun nights when we were hanging out, and kind of maybe cornered him and whining about my weight and my unhappiness with it and all the things that I've tried and how unfair it is that my efforts aren't getting me anywhere. And he listened. He was kind to me about it, and he shared with me that he experiences the same thing. He actually had a recent effort of and he told me what he was doing, and it was all of the things that are medically recommended. He was exercising. He brought his calories into a range that was right for his body. He watched his protein intake versus carb intake, and got rid of all simple sugars and no alcohol, things like that, and he hadn't lost anything. And then as soon as he does the Atkins, and he loses weight. And so he shared that with me, and he kind of pointed out that, maybe sometimes your metabolism needs that little bit of kick in the pants. And so I thought, okay, like somebody's telling me something that, he listened to me whine. And I really appreciated that. And then he gave me some information that was different from what I've been doing, and maybe it could get me somewhere. So I'm really appreciative that he took that time and shared with me, because I think that uh, it's at least given me a better week than I had the week before, or I got farther than I have in the last 4 years. So week 2 goals. I want to remain on the induction phase of this plan for another week. So I just want to keep doing what I've been doing. No alcohol still this week is going to be key. And then I need to dig into the details of the phase 2 for Atkins, because as long as I have lost at the end of this week, then I'm going to move into the phase 2. And so John told me that there is an Atkins app that's like a food tracker or something. So I want to take the time to sit down and download that and take a look at that and see if that will help with. I've been using MyFitnessPal and it's great, but I have to calculate the net carbs by hand. So it might be easier if I have an Atkins type tool. And then I want to utilize my iFit for a workout that is something other than spin. The iFit plan that is connected to the Nordic Trek bike has hundreds, maybe even thousands of spin workouts, but it also has other type of CrossFit and yoga and just a whole library of things. And I really haven't looked at any of those things. So I would like to branch out and kind of see what else is in that library and try something else this week. So I still want to, do all those other good things like getting my 10,000 steps and getting all my water in, and, just not sitting on the couch watching Netflix, those kinds of things. So I'll still be shooting to do all those things. So great day. Feels like a successful week. So we're going to do it again.